I'm really good at Minecraft 1.8. But there's always room for improvement. That's why in this video, I'm gonna train Minecraft 1.8 for 1 week. Let's get started. There are many subskills of 1.8, but we're only gonna train a few. Let's take a look. CPS. This is the rate at which you're developing carpal tunnel. It's your clicks per second. Before the combat update, CPS played a considerable role in PvP. Hotkeying. Do you use your scroller wheel?
Well, don't you moron.
It's much faster and more accurate to press the key corresponding to the slot you want to go to.
But Mr. Yor, my hands aren't that big. I can't reach.
Excuses.
Figure out something that works for you. I got surgery to double the length of my index finger, or you can just change your keybinds to ones you can reach better. Next, speed bridging. It seems like every player with an e-boy or e-girl skin can practically scaffold nowadays, so it's essential we can bridge quickly too. There are a lot of speed bridging methods, but we're only going to focus on the 4 most versatile. Straight, diagonal, straight staircasing, and can you guess the last one?
That you had.
That's right, Andromeda bridging. No, it's diagonal staircasing. Up next, I'm going to be using an aim training software called Aimbeast to get better at my maneuverability. I calibrated my Aimbeast sensitivity to match my Minecraft sensitivity. We're going to train tracking, target switching, flicking, and reaction time. And man, do I need some work. I'm practically a grandma looking for her internet browser when it's the only thing on her desktop.
You know, honey, back in my day, computers were the size of...
Don't care, Grandma. Get with the times. I can launch a ballistic missile with my phone from the toilet.
Finally, some in-game practice using a bow and a fishing rod. For this, I'm going to go on the the most the most popular Minecraft server, Hypixel. And we're gonna play some classic Duels. Alright, so it's time to outline the training each day. To train CPS, each day we're gonna do 3 10-second CPS sprints, 3 30-second CPS mid-distance races, and 3 60-second CPS long-distance races. The goal is to improve our CPS burst speed and gain endurance from clicking for an extended period of time. Hypixel Pit. For hotkeying, I built this state-of-the-art redstone dropper system that randomly fires a block of colored wool at you. You will then hotkey to that slot as fast as possible. The dropper is entirely full, and it takes 15 minutes of continuous hotKeying to empty. For speed bridging, I'll be speed bridging each of the 4 methods for 15 minutes apiece each day. This totals 1 hour of speed bridging every day. Next, using Aimbeast, I'll complete user-designed programs each day that train tracking, target switching, flicking, and reaction time. And to finish each day off, I'm gonna hop on Hypixel and play some classic Duels to practice using a bow and a fishing rod. Let's train. Day 1. And I'm actually hating this. I could just skip all this effort, download everybody's favorite ghost client. No, I will not give in. Today is all about establishing a baseline to see how much we've improved at the end of the week. First up, CPS training. Before I even show you this next clip, I want you to know it's terrible. So there's the baseline. It's 5 CPS. Next, hotkey training. Are you annoyed yet? Yeah, me too. Like I said earlier, it takes 15 minutes to empty this dropper. Now, speed bridging. I'm already somewhat good at speed bridging straight, but all the other methods are gonna be a struggle. Day 1 is all about me trying to figure out how to actually do these methods, and hopefully I can polish them up over the course of the week. Like I said earlier, 15 minutes for each of the 4 types of bridging. So that's 1 hour of constant failure every day. Nice. Next up is Aimbeast, and it's actually kind of fun. For day 1, I'm gonna figure out my scores to beat in each program. The first program trains tracking, which is your ability to keep your crosshair on the target while it desperately tries to break your ankles. The second program trains target switching. Target switching is your ability to kill a target and move on to the next. This also familiarizes you with your rotational speed, so if you ever need to turn on an enemy, this is good for that. The third program trains flick training. Flick training forces you to make quick movements and hit your target on the opposite side of the screen. Apparently, I'm terrible at this. And the final program is pretty much a fusion of the other 3. Your goal is to try and destroy as many targets as possible in the time limit while maintaining good accuracy. And that's the Aimbeast training. I got my baseline scores, which are pretty much somewhat arbitrary numbers, so I'll just show you the footage from each day going forward. And finally, moving on to Hypixel Classic Duels. For day 1, I'm gonna try and put everything together. My CPS training, hotkeying, tracking my enemies accurately, and learning how to bow and use a fishing rod in a combat scenario. I feel like I didn't do too bad, especially for it being the first day. And so that's the end of day 1. For the rest of the days, I'm gonna go into extreme detail about every single aspect of each day so that you get bored and stop watching this video. Yeah, no. No, I'm not. But let me give you a summary of how the progression throughout the week occurred. Firstly, CPS, my weakness. I'm not sure what it is, but I cannot click fast. While I didn't improve much, I gradually got higher and higher scores. However, over time, I could tell that I was getting burnt out, and it felt like I forgot how to click at times. It wasn't until I turned to a performance-enhancing supplement that I started to see results. I'm just kidding. Kids, don't do drugs. By the end of the week, the best speed that I had was 6.3 clicks per second. That's a 26% improvement from my baseline of 5 CPS on day 1. I'm gonna call that a win for me. Next up, hotkey training. I feel like I went from 0 to hero with this. This goofy redstone machine that I built was indeed a game changer. I went from entirely relying on my scroll wheel to this. The way I built the machine allowed me to speed up how often it shot out a block of colored wool, and so throughout the week, as things got more comfortable, I gradually sped the machine up. It was fantastic, and I totally recommend training like this. That is, if you don't mind hearing piston noises in your sleep. On to speed bridging. Here's the summary. It was so easy to get discouraged by looking at the other players. Some of them were just overflowing with talent. But once I focused on myself and what I was doing, I actually improved a ton. For straight bridging, I was already somewhat good at it before, but after a week of training, it is so much more reliable for me. Diagonal bridging was reasonably easy to learn and get the timing down, and I would say I'm able to do it. It's definitely sloppy, and I am in no way a professional. As for the 2 staircasing methods, I have no clue what happened. I could not for the life of me straight staircase. The timing of it, when you're supposed to crouch or uncrouch, the placing of the blocks. I was clueless. I'm still clueless. There were several times where I felt like I was getting into the groove, but then I would just fail and completely forget what I did. My brain was just radio static. The diagonal staircasing, however, was easier, which was mind-blowing for me. I felt like I figured it out. I feel mostly comfortable doing it, but just like the diagonal bridging though, it was sloppy most of the time. So for speed bridging, I was blown away by just how much 15 minutes a day for each method changed me. It was great. Okay, so for Aimbeast, I think it helped me more than I know. Getting used to using my Minecraft sensitivity in ways I hadn't before made it feel so much more natural. Like, look at this clip from day 1, and now this clip from day 7, the last day. It's crazy. It's somewhat tricky to show you the specifics on how this training translated to Minecraft, but I can assure you, my movements feel so much more precise, accurate, and intentional. I definitely recommend training with an aim trainer, even though it doesn't seem like it would apply to Minecraft. And finally, Hypixel Classic Duels. My abilities in Classic Duels definitely improved overall. Throughout the week, I consistently saw more wins, and I got better at the battle's flow and tempo. I improved, no doubt about that. And here's a small montage from a few of the fights on the last day. Nice. So how did training Minecraft 1.8 affect me? Honestly, so much. I feel significantly better than I was on day one. I'm quite surprised by the amount of change that occurred. Playing Minecraft 1.8 feels so much more natural. It requires less effort to perform well. It's great. So am I going to continue to train how I did? Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? I can still hear that stupid hopper clock whenever my ears start ringing. I think that piston gave me tinnitus or tinnitus. I don't know how to pronounce that. On a serious note, it did help me a lot. I think training the way I did gave me better results than just solely playing Minecraft 1.8 for a week. This just goes to show how much you can improve if you put your mind to it. Inspiration.